Good afternoon, everyone. Now, in the morning session, we did few problems based on the linearity property. That means we started the problems on properties of Z transformation. In the examination, 100% guaranteed there is a problem on properties of Z transformation. And proof of the property also they may ask. Okay. So in the Z transformation, major part is that only problems on the properties of Z transformation, right? Now we shall further continue with all the problems on the properties of Z transformation. Okay, right? So and we have listed out all those properties also, and what is that standard Z transformations also. Now, so based on this, we shall do few problems which was asked in the examination, right? How to use the property. So in the morning session, I did only the problems on the linearity property. Okay, right? Now I will use other properties so that okay, right. So now let us go for the time shift property. Based on the time shift property, how to solve the problem. Okay, problem is like this. Find the Z transformation of x of n is equal to 2 to the power of n minus 5 into u of n minus 5. One way of doing this problem is what? Directly summation n varies from 5 to infinity, 2 to the power of n minus 5 into z to the power of minus n summation, something like that we can do it. Instead, you can use the property, it become very easy. And to use the property, we need a standard list of z transformations. You know that, I'll repeatedly I'm telling it. So that property list is, I'm going to give it once again. And list out in the last page of your notebook. X of n, x of z, ROC. This table is very, very important. In the beginning, we keep on observing this table and we do it. Later stages, you will be knowing it directly, we can write it. Okay, right? So first one is what? Delta of n. Z transformation is 1. ROC is all z. Delta of n minus k. Z to the power of minus k. And what is this one? ROC is mod z greater than 0. Delta of n plus k. Z to the power of k. Mod z less than infinity. And u of n, z divided by z minus 1 with mod z greater than 1. And what is that? Minus u of minus n minus 1, z divided by z minus 1. Both of them are same, but only thing is ROC is different. So that's why ROC is very, very important here. Because if the ROC changes, the sequence will change. Okay, right. Now, a power n into u of n, z divided by z minus a with magnitude of z greater than a, and minus a power n into u of minus n minus 1. These two are same. Z divided by z minus a. Only thing is mod z is less than a. So like this, further I'll continue. Okay. So these are the some of the standard relations. Using these relations, I'm going to do the Z transformation. Okay. These are the standard Z transformation pairs. Apart from that, some of the properties also you should know. Properties, important properties. Particularly x of n minus n naught. X of n minus n naught has Z transformation z to the power of minus n naught into x of z. Okay, right. So, and what is that we have? That is minus ROC is what? ROC remains same. Time shift will not affect the ROC. ROC remains same. And x of n minus time reversal. Okay, what is that we have? X of minus n. X of minus n has the transformation x of 1 by z. X of 1 by z. ROC 1 by R1. Okay, right. So this is another. And one more property is n into x of n. N into x of n minus z into dx of z divided by dz. So these are the properties. ROC remains same. So these are the important properties. So what you should remember: time shift, time reversal, and one more is there. A power n into x of n has z transformation x of z by a. ROC R1 by a, and one more is x of n convolution with h. What is that? H of n has the transformation x of z into h of z. So these are the important properties. Any of linearity property, you know, and ROC R1 intersection R2. So like this, you should remember all these things. Okay, based on this, we shall do the problem. Now, before going to the applying the property, first you go for substitution. This is of the form, look here, 2 to the power of n into a power n into u of n. But in place of n, what you have? N minus 5. Carefully you should do it. It's very easy. What you should do? Let us go for a substitution. Let x1 of n is equal to, in the form, 2 to the power of n into u of n. We should go for a substitution in such a fashion that we should know the z transformation of that substitution. Let us say if I am taking x1 of n as 2 to the power of n into u of n, you know the z transformation of it. Then only in such part only, such kind of formats only you should use it. Okay, right? And if you want to get this one, what you should do? You'll have to replace n by what? N minus 5. Therefore, x of n is nothing but in x1 of n, replace n by n minus 5. Then what will you get? 2 to the power of n minus 5 into u of n minus 5. Therefore, x of n has to be what? x1 of n minus 5. This substitution is very, very important. Once you are able to do substitution, rest and all is nothing. You can easily do the problem. Okay, right. Now, what is that? You can write it. Go for the z transformation of it. Z transformation of it is what? x1 of z is equal to, z transformation of x1 of n is x1 of z is equal to z divided by z minus 2. Use the property. What is that? We use the, what is the standard relation? A power n into u of n. A power n into u of n is what? Z divided by z minus a with mod z greater than a. So therefore, what is that? Z divided by z minus a is what? 2 with mod z greater than 2. Okay, next take the z transformation of this one. Z transformation of this one is what? X of z. X of z is equal to, what is the transformation of n minus 5? N minus 5 means what? Time shift property. N minus n naught is what? Z to the power of minus n naught into x of z. So therefore, what you should do? This we can write it as what? x1 of n minus 5. So this we can write it as z to the power of minus n naught minus 5 into, what is this? Here if x of n minus n naught is x of z, you write it. x1 is there here. Therefore, what I should write it? x1 of z. And ROC is not changing. I will not do anything, right? Therefore, substitute that. X of z is equal to z to the power of minus 5 into, what is x1 of z? x1 of z is z divided by z minus 2. With ROC remains same because time shift property will not change the ROC. So with mod z greater than 2. That's it. So therefore, what is that? You can write it? This one and minus 4. And z to the power of minus 4 take in denominator, 1 divided by z to the power of 4 into z minus 2 is the, what is that? Z transform. So it's very easy in substitution. So while doing the substitution, you should remember these relations. So that relations how to remember? By practice only, right? So keep it in the one, write it in one single sheet and keep practicing it, then you can easily do it, right? Now go for next problem. So that's it. So sorry, sketching of the ROC also is there. Sketching of the ROC means what? Mod z greater than 2 means what? Outside. Sketching is compulsory. Otherwise you lose one mark. This is 2. Easily we can, anyhow you have drawn it, you have written it. The mod z greater than 2. Greater than means outside 2. Okay? You should specify it clearly. 1 minute. Okay. Now, go for the next problem. So we did the probabilities problems on time shift, we did it. and linearity in the morning session we did it. Now we shall go for the other problems. Okay. How to write the ROC? Now let us go for some properties of ROC. That is also another important. Then I'll come back to the problems, right? So now this is very, very important concept. Properties of ROC. How it, what shape it will take? Every time it will be different. So properties of ROC. This question is repeated around 5 or 6 times in the examination. Very, very important question. Many times we have seen this question. Around 8 to 9 properties we have. We'll discuss one by one. First one. What is the shape of the ROC? ROC is a closed one, right? So therefore, ROC is a closed path in Z plane. ROC is closed path in Z plane. Z plane. Is it right? It will be like this only, no? Not like in your Laplace transformation. In Laplace transformation and all, what will happen is either right side or left side we say. The poles are lying on the left half of the S plane, right half of the S plane, all those things we used to tell. But here it is not like that. ROC is a closed path in Z plane. Second one. And what is the shape? Shape is circle, no? ROC is a circle in Z plane. ROC is a circle in Z plane. ROC is a circle in Z plane. Okay, right. Third one. Now, this is very, very important. Based on the property, you will understand lots of things and it will become very easy in the later stages. Okay, right. How to do it? So, go for the third one. Third one is, can pole lie inside the ROC? Can pole lie inside the ROC? It is not possible. Sir, why is it not possible? If you know the definition of pole and ROC, then easily you can tell it. What is a pole? Poles are the values of Z for which x of Z is equal to infinity. That means pole where x of Z doesn't exist. Or is it right? That is the, what is the ROC? It is a region specified in the Z plane for which x of Z is finite. So x, whatever the values you have in the ROC, for all those values, what will happen? For all those values, x of Z is obtainable. Pole is a point where x of Z is infinity. So therefore, what is that? Both of them are contradictory to each other. Pole is a point in Z plane where it is, what is that we said? Pole is a point in Z plane where these are the values of Z plane, values in the Z plane for which x of Z is equal to infinity. That is a pole. And 0 is nothing but these are the values of Z for which x of Z is equal to 0, we said. What is the ROC? It is the region specified in the Z plane for which x of Z is obtainable or finite. A region of convergence, we said. So therefore, both of them are contradictory to each other. Pole is a point where x of Z is infinity. ROC is the region where x of Z is finite. So therefore, what you should tell is poles cannot lie inside the ROC. Poles cannot lie inside the ROC. Poles cannot lie inside the ROC. Inside the ROC. What do you mean by inside the ROC? Inside the ROC. ROC is specified in the shaded region. In the shaded region, poles cannot lie. This is very, very important property you should remember. Okay, right. Next, fourth one. For right-handed sequence, wherever you see this one, right-handed means what? Wherever plus n is there. Wherever plus n is there, for all those things, what is that? Mod Z greater than 1. See, u of n, mod Z greater than 1. A power n into u of n, mod Z greater than a. So always greater. That means poles are lying outside the, or what is that? ROC lies outside the pole. So, what is the meaning of that? So for right-handed sequence, ROC extends away from the outermost pole. Extends away from outermost pole. Very, very important property. Outermost pole. Using this concept, you can easily remember the ROC. We'll have to give the sketch for this. Let us say I have two poles. You take the problem. What is that? 2 power n into, in the morning session I did one problem. 2 power n into, you check the problem what I did in the morning session. 2 to the power of n into u of n plus 4 to the power of n into u of n. Z transformation of this one is what? Z divided by z minus 2 plus z divided by z minus 4. We got this answer. Okay. ROC is what? Mod z greater than 4. I wrote it. Mod z greater than 4. So therefore, what is that? I can write it. So if this is mod z greater than 4 means what? Outside. This is mod z greater than 4, let us say. So where are the poles? One pole is at where? Pole is nothing but roots of the denominator polynomial. Okay, z is equal to 2 is one pole, z is equal to 4 is one pole. Therefore, one pole is here, one pole is here. So therefore, ROC extends away from the outermost pole. We have two poles are there, extends away from the outermost pole for right-handed sequence. What do you mean by right-handed? Right-handed means which is ranging from 0 to infinity. That is u of n is there plus n. U of n is there. In such situations, ROC extends away from the outermost pole. So it is 4, you don't need to write it. Mod z greater than 4 I written. So generally you write it. Just mark the poles. ROC like this. General. That is an example what I gave it. Fifth one. For left-handed sequence. ROC extends towards the origin from the innermost pole, Okay. Take out the problem which is from the morning session. Second problem in the morning. What is that? Last but one what I did in the morning. So what is that we have? One is I think it is minus u of minus n minus 1 and minus I think 2 power n or I think half power n minus half power n into u of minus n minus 1. Okay, it may be like this. Okay, what is this one? Z divided by z minus 1 plus z divided by z minus half, and ROC we got it as mod z less than half if I am right. Okay, if it is 1 by 4, it is mod z less than. So what is that we have? ROC mod z less than half means, let us say this is half, less than half means inside. Where are the poles? One is here, another one is here. One is 1, another one is half. ROC extends towards the origin from the innermost pole. We have two poles are there, innermost. That means for all less than, you check it out. For less than, whenever you see blind understanding, you should have minus n is there means towards the origin. Plus n is there means extending away from the origin. So this you should remember always. Plus n means greater than. Minus n means less than. So this shortcut we can easily remember that. So therefore, ROC extends towards the origin from the innermost pole for the left-handed sequence. Left-handed means what? Minus n towards the origin or left side of the sequence. Minus n means what? The sequence is something like this side. So this is known as left-handed sequence. If the sequence ranging from 0 to infinity, right-handed sequence. If the sequence ranging from 0 to minus infinity, we call it as left-handed sequence, right? Okay, right. Next. This is fifth one. Sixth one. For two-sided sequence, ROC is a ring in Z plane. ROC is a ring in Z plane. Okay. Go with the morning session last problem. What is that we have? One is 1 by 4 to the power of n into u of n minus 3 by 4 to the power of n into u of n, if I am right. U of minus n minus 1. So this is the problem, last problem we did in the morning session. Okay, right. ROC, what is that? X of z? Z divided by z minus 1 by 4 plus z divided by z minus 3 by 4. ROC is, what is that we have? ROC is mod z lies between 1 by 4 and 3 by 4. So therefore, ROC will be ring in Z plane between the poles. Ring in Z plane between the poles. Okay, right. How exactly it will? Check it out. So ROC will be lies between where to where? 1 by 4 and 3 by 4. Okay, right. One pole is at 1 by 4, another pole is at 3 by 4. And please note that at any cost, don't write poles inside the shaded region, because inside shaded region is nothing but what? ROC. Inside means what? In this shaded area. So it is empty space is there, no problem. So what is the shaded area indicates? Shaded indicates for all those values in this region, x of z is obtainable. What is empty space? Empty space indicates at that point, for these values. See, what is z plane? Z plane is a plane wherein number of different values of z exists. Is it right? So z plane is the values of z. Z plane contains different values of z. In that different values of z, for certain values of z, x of z is obtainable or finite. Whatever the values of z for which x of z is obtainable is known as a region of convergence or finite, where x of z is finite, we said. See this one. So the shaded area indicates where x of z is finite, obtainable. Shaded area indicates x of z is obtainable. Shaded area indicates x of z is obtainable. Then what about empty space? This empty space indicates what? X of z is infinity. This empty space is nothing but what? X of z is infinity. This is here also x of z is infinity. Here also x of z is infinity. So what you should understand here is, wherever the empty space is there, x of z is infinity. Wherever shaded area is there, x of z is obtainable. Therefore, what is that you should understand from this one? Shaded area is nothing but ROC. ROC is nothing but these are the values of z for which x of z is obtainable or finite. So that's what you should understand in this concept, right? Okay. Now, one more property. So property number 6 we got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we got it. And particularly these three properties are very, very important. Okay, right? Okay. Seventh property. Seventh property. If the ROC includes unit circle, if ROC includes unit circle, then Fourier transformation is obtainable. Fourier transform is obtainable. Obtainable. Okay. In the very first class of the Z transformation, I given the relation between Z transformation and Fourier transformation. So what is that it said? What is that it said? If the magnitude of Z is equal to 1, if the magnitude of Z is equal to 1, magnitude of Z is equal to 1, that is R is equal to 1, then Fourier transformation is obtainable. If you want to find out the Fourier transformation from the Z transformation, ROC should include unit circle. ROC should include unit circle. For example, let us say ROC is mod Z greater than half. Mod Z greater than half. Mod Z greater than half means what? From half it is extending up to infinity. Will it include unit circle? Definitely. Unit circle will be what? Unit circle should be in the shaded region. So unit circle means what? R is equal to 1. R magnitude of Z is equal to 1. This is the unit circle. So with radius is equal to 1. What is that? That unit circle should be in the shaded area. Then only Z transformation is obtainable. What is the meaning of that? See, what is that we have? X of Z is equal to what? Summation n varies from where to where? Minus infinity to plus infinity, x of n into Z to the power of minus n, we said. Is it right? This is the transformation of any sequence x of n. If you want to convert this Z transformation into Fourier transformation, what you should do? What is that we should do? Z should be replaced by what? R into e to the power of j omega. R is equal to 1 means e to the power of j omega. That means when R is equal to 1, Z becomes equal to what? Z becomes equal to e to the power of j omega. J omega we said. Because R is equal to this R into e to the power of j omega, R is equal to 1. So substitute in Otherwise, what will happen if the unit circle is not included in the region? What will happen? X of z becomes infinity. You will not get Fourier transformation. That means Fourier transformation is obtainable. Fourier transformation is obtainable only if ROC includes unit circle. ROC is present inside the, sorry, unit circle should present inside the ROC. Because the shaded area x of z is finite. If x of z is obtainable, in place of z we can put what is that? E to the power of j omega. When you put the e to the power, z is equal to e to the power of j omega, automatically reduces to Fourier transform. If x of z is equal to infinity, how will you substitute that? How will you substitute z is equal to e to the power of j omega? So therefore, if Fourier transformation to be exists, or that is discrete time Fourier transformation to be exists, ROC should include unit circle. This is very, very important concept we should remember, right? So therefore, what is that? You can write it. ROC should include unit circle, we said. Next, 8th one. And even stability also we can verify it easily. Stability, one more example for the 7th one, we can, for example, let us say mod z less than half. Mod z less than half, what is that we have? One more example for the 7th one. So mod z less than half, I will write it like this. So mod z, this is half, let us say. Less than half is this one. Where is the unit circle? Unit circle is here. This one, Fourier transformation does not exist. Fourier transformation does not exist. The region is ROC is not shaded in the shaded area. What is the meaning of this one? The empty area, if the ROC is there, means what? Here x of z is equal to infinity. If x of z doesn't exist, means Fourier transformation doesn't exist. So therefore, for such situations, what will happen? Fourier transformation doesn't exist. So this is another example for this. One more you can let us say, if you want to tell it, mod z lies between what is that? Half and 2. Okay, ROC, what is that? You should write half is somewhere here, 2 is somewhere here, 2 is somewhere here. So where is the unit circle? This is half, this is 2. Unit circle is somewhere here. Therefore, then also it exists because unit circle is in the shaded area. Unit circle has 1. So therefore, Fourier transformation exists. That means ROC should be in the, unit circle should be in the shaded region, right? That's what you should remember. If the Fourier transformation is obtainable, then only system is stable. Let us say if I have h of n is equal to, see the different ways of finding the stability of the system. Starting from your control system, using root locus diagram, we can find the stability of the system. Using what is that, Z transformation, we can check the stability of the system. And what is that? In the second module, third module also I gave the condition summation k varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, magnitude of h of k is less than infinity. Then also system is stable. So different ways. If the poles are lying in the left half of the S-plane in control system, system is stable, we said. These are the different ways of analyzing the system. Root locus diagram, Bode's plot, Nyquist plot, you will come to know in the later stages in the control system. Okay. So here, if the Fourier for all stable systems, Fourier transformation is obtainable. For all stable systems, Fourier transformation is obtainable. For system to be stable, Fourier transformation should be obtainable. For Fourier transformation to be obtainable, ROC should include unit circle. Okay, right. That means if the unit circle is existing in the region of convergence, ROC, then Fourier transformation is obtainable. If the Fourier transformation is obtainable, system is stable. Therefore, what is that we have? For system to be, so if ROC includes unit circle, includes unit circle for a system, then system is stable. System is stable. So these are the some of the properties what you can study. Okay. What about for ROC for a finite sequence? ROC for finite sequence. You check the first 3 problems. First 3 problems means what is that we have? Let us say 2, 5, 7, 3, something like that I gave it. One is arrow mark is here. This is a finite sequence. ROC is what? Mod Z. What is that we have? 2 plus 5 by Z. Something like that you will get it. ROC is what? Except 0. Mod Z greater than 0. Mod Z greater than 0. We said. One more second example in the Z transformation. You check it out. Go back and check it out in the problems. What is that I gave it? 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 7, something like that. Arrow mark was here. And ROC I gave it as mod z less than infinity. One more. Next, third problem in the same, this one. 5, 7, 2, minus 2, 7, something like that. Arrow mark was here. And ROC will be mod z lies between 0 and infinity. Okay, right. That means for all these things are finite sequences now. For finite sequences, ROC is entire z plane except z is equal to 0 or z is equal to infinity or z is equal to 0 and infinity, right? So for finite sequence, the Ross property for finite sequence, in my notes, this property I gave it as third, I think. You can check it out. For finite sequence, ROC is entire z plane except z is equal to 0 or z is equal to infinity or z is equal to 0 and infinity. So for finite sequences, this is the ROC. So these are some of the key properties of the region of convergence. Don't mix up with the one of the examination students have mixed up with this. See, regularly they used to ask the properties of list the properties of ROC. In one examination, what he did is list the properties of Z transformation. List the properties of Z transformation means what you should write: time shift property, linearity property, differential property, time reversal property, and what is that? Convolution property, initial value theorem, final value theorem. 8 properties you should list it. List the properties of ROC means what? These 9 properties you should write it. What is that? First one is what? The first one was, what is that? ROC is a closed path in Z plane. Second one is what? ROC is a ring in Z plane. ROC is what? Ring in Z plane or circular in Z plane. And ROC is a circle in Z plane. Second one. Third one is for right-handed sequence, ROC extends away from the outermost pole. And fourth one is what? For left-handed sequence, ROC extends towards the origin from the innermost pole. And fifth one is what? For two-sided sequence, ROC is a ring in Z plane. Sixth one is what? ROC. Poles cannot lie inside the ROC, but zeros can lie. That is the sixth one. Seventh one, what we have? For if the ROC includes unit circle, Fourier transformation is obtainable. For a system, if the ROC includes, if h of n, h of z of h of n includes ROC of the h of n, h of z includes the unit circle, system is stable. For finite sequence, for a finite sequence, ROC is entire z plane except z is equal to 0 or z is equal to infinity or z is equal to 0 and infinity. So these properties you keep it in mind so that we can easily recall many of the, what is that? These standard relations. So ROC will help you out in, what is that? Recalling many of the standard Z transformation. With this, we shall go for the problems, many problems on these concepts, right? Okay, right. Now let us extend the problems. Okay. Now let us go for one more problem. Find the Z transformation of x of n is equal to x of n is equal to 4 to the power of minus n, 4 to the power of minus n into u of minus n. Okay, right. What is of the form? Go for substitution. Substitution you should remember. This is of form what? A power n into u of n. So therefore, let x1 of n is equal. Substitution is very, very important. x1 of n is equal to 4 to the power of n into u of n. I have taken this one as a substitution as 4 to the power of n into u of n because I know the Z transformation of that one. While doing the substitution, you should be very much careful whether you know you should take the substitution in such a fashion that you should know the Z transformation of it. Okay, right. Next, x of n is equal to, if you want to get x of n, in place of n, what you should have? minus n and minus n. If you put in place of n, if you put minus n and minus n, you will get back this one now. So if you substitute it, you should get back this. Therefore, what you should write? This is nothing but equal to, what is that? You can write it. If you want to get this x of n, n should be replaced by minus n. Therefore, I'll write it as x1 of minus n. x1 of minus n is obtained by replacing x1 of n. In x1 of n, replace n by minus n. In x1 of n, replace n by minus n, x1 of minus n. This x1 of minus n is nothing but 4 to the power minus n into u of n. That is your x of n. Now, once the substitution is over, we can get the, what is that? Take the z transformation. x1 of z is equal to what? We know this one. Z divided by what? Z minus 4. Right-handed sequence. Mod z greater than 4. ROC property. You can easily remember that. Right-handed sequence. Okay, right. Mod z. Only for this. This is right-handed. This is left-handed. What is that? You can write it. X of z. X of z is equal to. X of z is equal to what? X of z. What is the transformation of x1 of minus n? X of minus n is what? X of 1 by z with ROC 1 by R1. So therefore, what you should write? This is nothing but x1 of 1 by z with ROC 1 by, what is that? 1 by z. Magnitude of 1 by z is greater than 4. ROC will also change. When the ROC changes, you should write it here. So 1 by R1 means 1 by z, I'll take it. Therefore, x of z is equal to, what is x1 of 1 by z? In x, what is that? X1, in x1 of z, in x1 of z, replace z by 1 by z. x1 of 1 by z. x1 of 1 by z is nothing but, in x1 of z, replace z by 1 by z, you will get x1 of 1 by z. So x1 of 1 by z I want. x1 of z I know. So wherever z is there, put it 1 by z. 1 by z divided by x of z is equal to 1 by z divided by 1 by z minus 4 with ROC. ROC magnitude of 1 by z greater than 4 or mod z. Take the reciprocal. Mod z less than 1 by 4. Take the reciprocal on both sides. When you're taking the reciprocal on both sides, left hand side will become, what is that? Greater than will become less than and less than will become greater than. Okay, right. Therefore, x of z is equal to what? Take the LCM. 1 divided by, z will come to the denominator, multiply it. 1 minus 4z. That's it. Mod z less than 1 by 4. Less than 1 by 4 means what? See that ROC. What is that? This is right-handed, this is left-handed. But basically, what is the original signal? Original signal minus n is there means what? It should be left-handed. Left-handed means, what is the property of ROC says? Left-handed sequence means ROC extends towards the origin. Therefore, it has to be towards. Sorry, here it is right-handed. Let it be in intermediate stage, it will be right-handed, no problem. But final answer should be left-handed. Therefore, mod z less than 1 by 4 will get it. Right? That's how we should do it. So, this is the way we should do the problem of this kind. Now, this is on the time reversal. So, we did the problems on linearity, time shift and time reversal. Okay, right. Now, go for one more problem. Find the z transformation of x of n is equal to, x of n is equal to 2 to the power of minus 2n plus 1 into u of minus n plus 2. Minus n plus 2. Minus n plus 2. Or you can write it as, still simpler I can take it. Okay. I'll write it as minus of n plus 1 into u of minus n plus 1. Still simpler one I have written. Later on we can go for complicated problems. Okay, right. What is this one? Basically, let x1 of n is equal to 2 to the power of n into u of m. In place of n we have something, I don't know. Okay, right. What is that? You can write it. Okay. X of n is equal to what? x1 of this much. But for this one, we don't have formula now. x1 of minus n plus 1, if you write it, you will not get the formula for that. So therefore, what you should do? Go for one more substitution. x2 of n is equal to, let x2 of n is equal to x1 of n plus 1. I can't write like this. Sorry, x of n is equal to, first I'll show you that. I can't write like this. X of n is equal to x1 of minus n plus 1. Sir, can we write like this? Definitely you can write it, but you can write it like this here so that you can substitute in place of n, you put minus n plus 1, you will get this one. But we don't know the formula. What is that? Z transformation of this one. This is not a standard Z transformation. So therefore, what you should do? Don't go for directly. One more step of substitution. Go for this. So what is that we have? x1 of n plus 1. x1 of n plus 1. If you put x1 of n plus 1, what will you get? 2 to the power of n plus 1, u of n plus 1. But we need minus n. So therefore, this you call it as what? x2 of n you call it as. Then x of n is equal to, if you want minus n, what you should do? Minus n, x2 of minus n, you should write it. x2 of minus n means what? Wherever n is there, replace it by what? Minus n. Therefore, what will you get? x2 of minus n is nothing but what? x1 of minus n plus 1. Then the x1 of minus n is nothing but minus n plus 1 is nothing but 2 to the power of minus n plus 1, u of minus n plus 1. Then you go substitute here, you will get back this. That means when you keep on substituting it, you should get back your original signal. Your substitutions are correct or not, that you can check it by resubstituting it. x2 of minus n, x2 of minus n. x2 of minus n is what? x1 of minus n plus 1. Okay, x1 of minus n plus 1 means what? x1 of minus n plus 1 is n place of n. You put 2 to the power of minus n plus 1, minus u of minus n plus 1. So therefore, what is now you go for Z transformation of it. Z transformation of it is what? x1 of z is equal to z divided by z minus 2 with ROC mod z greater than 2. Next, what is the Z transformation of it? x2 of z is equal to what? x2 of z is equal to, use, see here you use the standard relation, here you use time shift property, here you use time reversal property. So all those properties are very, very important. x2 of z is equal to what? Time shift property. X of n minus n naught is z to the power minus n naught into x of z. X of n plus 1 is nothing but what? Z to the power of 1 into x of z. Therefore, what is that? You can write it z to the power of minus n naught. Here minus plus is there, plus n naught. N is the what? 1 into x of z. We write it. If it is x, if x1 is there, what I will write? x1 of z I will write it. ROC remains same. I will not change it. Mod z greater than 2 only I will write it. Same thing you retain. Next, x of z is equal to what? X of z is equal to x2 of minus n. X of minus n is what? X of 1 by z with ROC 1 by R1. Then what you should do? X of z is equal to x2 of 1 by z. x2 of 1 by z with ROC, what is that we have? Magnitude of 1 by z reciprocal should be greater than 2. Now you resubstitute back. X of z is equal to x2 of 1 by z. x2 of 1 by z. x2 of 1 by z with ROC reciprocal, take it mod z greater than will become less than 1 by 2. 2 also take the reciprocal, 2 will come to the denominator, z will go to numerator. Okay, right. X of z is equal to, what is x2 of 1 by z? x2 of 1 by z is what? 1 by x2 of 1 by z is wherever z is there, replace it by 1 by z. 1 by z into x1 of 1 by z, which is nothing but equal to what? 1 by z into x1 of 1 by z is what? x1 of 1 by z is nothing, substitute it. 1 by z divided by 1 by z minus 2. Is it right? ROC, what is that we have? Mod z less than half. Okay, right. This 1 by z, this 1 by z gets cancelled. Therefore, is it correct? No. It is there in the numerator. Sorry, it cannot be cancelled. 1 by z, 1 by z. This z will come to the denominator. Sorry. Okay, right. Now what is that? You can write it. X of z is equal to that z will come to the denominator. 1 by z square into 1 minus 2z divided by z. This 1z gets cancelled. So therefore, what will you get? 1 by z into 1 minus 2z with ROC mod z less than half. And is that answer is correct? If it is left-handed sequence, it will be less than half. Yes, it is minus n is there. Therefore, it is left-handed. Mod z less than half. That is how we should do it. This is your x of z, right? So this is the way we should do the problem. And substitution is very, very important. Keep checking the property. Keep checking the what is that. Substitution is very, very important. Substitution should be done in such a fashion that you substitute backwards, you should get back the original sequence. If you're getting it, if you do the correct substitution, half of the work is over. Okay, right. So carefully do the substitution. Anyhow, I'll stop at this point. I'll continue in the next class. Right?